Всем привет на канале RuTuBE, с вами Денис, это Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Значит, находимся в лагере Сигизмунда, где там парень, который мне... новое задание, блин. Я все понимаю, но мне надо сотника найти. Сотничек. Ладно. Иди сюда.
Good day to you.
Well, I'm here. Should we go then?
Let's get going then, so we're back nice and early.
Успел по квесту, слава богу. Сейчас я этих покойничков. Чик-чик-чик-чик.
Kifelé! Mozogsz, te nyomorult! Te is! Kifelé!
Come on, we don't have all day for this. Ne pozorojátok az időt ezzel a kibaszott parasztál! Shut the fuck up over there! Fucking peasants. This requisitioning's a pain in the arse. Well then, old star. Have you got the supplies for the king, like we agreed? Hmm?
We prepared what we could.
Where did the men I sent in advance run off to? I just hope they're sleeping off the hangover from your friendly welcome.
Your men? Nobody was here.
God fucking damn it! Can't even rely on forward patrols anymore. If I catch them, they'll hang. Kurva! What about the food for us? Flour, cabbage, meat, cheese, eggs, like last time?
We've got everything, just not as much as last time. We gave what we could, but we're living hand to mouth as is.
Then you better pray it's enough. The lad here will check it and load it onto the wagon. Got it?
Shouldn't we leave them something?
Why the fuck would we do that?
So they don't go hungry?
These village idiots are used to going hungry. Soldiers aren't. Now come off it before I have you whipped.
All right then. Where should I start?
The men will help you out.
None of that. I said the lad would do it. Tell your people to stay where they are so I can see them. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
We definitely don't.
Tell him where to go so we got this over with.
Everyone is standing in front of their cottages. The biggest house in the village belongs to Fowl. Next to him lives Old Man Willow. And across from Willow, above the stream, is Smill's house. And mine is above that. I'll go there with you myself.
You'll stay right here.
Ask my daughter, Sofka. She'll show you where the supplies are prepared.
And what about that fifth house?
Nobody has lived there for years. The whole family died of the plague.
Fine. Now enough talk, peasant. Let's get to it. I want to be finished by nightfall. And you, lad, wait a mo.
What?
Come closer, so I don't have to yell. Now listen close, and remember what I say. First of all, I don't want to see you showing pity for those yokels. And second, I'm bloody well sure these peasant rats hid something somewhere.
Why would they risk it?
Oh, come on. I'd do exactly the same. Nobody wants to go hungry. Don't believe a word those stinking bastards say, and look through those houses of theirs from top to bottom to make sure they don't have something tucked away.
What if they're not lying and they really have nothing left to eat?
These peasants are used to being hungry, now come off it! They can be glad we're doing this the easy way, for now. If there's not enough food, they'll have me to answer to. So, food on the cart, all valuables and silver straight to me.
Soon as they load up their... Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll be ready to go. Soon as they load up their supplies, they'll
Сейчас я меч обработаю, подожди.
Where else should I look?
You're more work than you're worth, lad. Try looking through the barns and attics too. Check the buildings through and through.
Thanks for standing up to your captain for us. You don't see that every day.
Not that it did any good. Now I'm worried all I did was piss him off more. What if your food won't be enough for him, and he has you killed?
We'll put ourselves in God's hands. If the war doesn't kill us, the hunger will.
If you help me, the commander will be satisfied, and we can leave here peacefully.
But how? We already gave you all we had.
Are you trying to tell me you didn't put something aside? Really?
Why would I lie to you?
To protect your people? But believe me, if it isn't enough, the commander will have you killed.
Without food, we'll die anyway.
You'll stay alive for now, and you'll still have hope.
But for how long?
As long as necessary. Sigismund's army is crumbling, and will pull out soon. You've already suffered so much. You wouldn't die for a meal now, would you?
I suppose you're right. I can't tell you much. If it got out I helped you, the others would never forgive me.
Anything will help. So spit it out.
Look in Smill's cellar and in Fowl's stable.
And what about the last house?
Leave old man Willow out of this, please. His son is hurt, and he's suffered enough already.
Hurt, you say? What happened to him?
I already told you more than I should have. Please!
You haven't told me about your house yet.
I was hoping you'd forget about it. Look behind the house, where the big pile of manure is. That's all I can tell you. Really.
Well, I thought we could help each other. But you're not making it easy for me.
Only me and my daughter Sofka know about the last hiding place. And she's no fool. If you find it, she'll know I must have blabbed.
If she really is so smart, she'll surely understand you did it to save everyone.
I hope you're right. Now listen close. Back behind the abandoned house are 3 plague graves. The one in the middle is empty. Well, empty except for the supplies I buried there.
See? I knew we'd come to an agreement. Haven't we taken too much from you?
The cart's empty, so... Well, that's that.
А что за поселение?
Keep looking, laddie.
Where would we go then? What will become of us?
Quiet, woman.
I'm collecting supplies for the king's men. Do you have them ready?
They're here, right next to the door to the cottage.
Very well. There's a little bit here.
How's Willow's boy
Won't be
doing?
enough, though.
Not that good. If it was me, I'd send for the priest.
Oh, come now, Carl. It can't be that bad.
Perhaps God will have mercy on him. Perhaps things will turn out all right.
But what will happen to us after? Won't survive the winter now too.
We'll figure.
Protect my son and the whole village.
Well, where are your supplies for the king?
Right behind the door, leaning against the wall. Everything's ready to go.
I won't get anything out of him in this state. Maybe I could do something to help him. Let's take a look then. I reckon I won't be able to fix you up completely, but maybe at least enough to talk to you. I'll try to take the bandage off for a moment so I can take a look at your wounds. You better pray my hands are steady. Now, careful. It's sticky with blood.
Ow!
Those are some deep wounds from a sword. I can take a look at those wounds now. Your wound stinks. I reckon it's infected. It'll have to be cleaned before I dress it again. I'll have to clean the wounds, preferably with some strong spirits, and then re-bandage them. And it's gonna hurt, so I should find something for the pain before that.
Suvka. Suvka. Don't worry, Suvka. Nothing will happen to me. Pa!
Let's get to it. First, I'll give you something for the pain. A bit of spirits. Now I'll clean the wound, if I have something to do it with. That should be enough. Now I'll re-bandage your wound.
Ow!
And that's that. That'll have to do. Hopefully I'll get something meaningful out of him now. Hey! Wake up!
It hurts. What happened?
I was hoping you'd tell me. Who roughed you up like this?
Soldiers. I have to. Are you one of them?
Don't worry. I won't hurt you. I just treated you so you wouldn't die here. What soldiers are you talking about?
They came to take everything away from us. Like always. Sigismund's men. We were only defending ourselves.
What happened to you?
I tried to stop them. So they, wouldn't take anything more from us. So they wouldn't come back. So we sent them away.
Where can I find these soldiers?
I don't know. There was a fight. There's a hayloft nearby. We sent them there. Oh. I should have listened to her.
Get some rest. Supplies, ready for the king. Blood. Probably from that injured lad. Blood again. Signs of a fight. It must have happened to him here. But who was he fighting with? Sigismund's army's shields. How did they get here?
А где трупы? Он же сказал, что куда-то сюда снес, нет? Не понимаю, где трупы тогда? Все они лежат.
After what I saw, I'm not surprised he was bleeding so much.
Reject not our pleas in our hour of need, but deliver.
And what about those shields? Where did he get them?
They belong to my grandfather. He was also a soldier, just like you.
Are you trying to tell me your grandfather carried Sigismund's colours?
Well, you see, how can I put this?
Don't lie to me and spit it out. Where did you get them?
It was them two soldiers who came before you. Sofka, my son's sweetheart, caught their eye. They took her aside to, well, you know what soldiers do to girls. Vitek wanted to protect her. So him and a few lads attacked them with pitchforks. They killed them both. But Vita came out of it worse for wear.
Where can I find that girl?
She's Binyak's daughter. She'll be standing in front of her house like all the others.
What should I do with you now?
Don't tell anyone. Please. They'll kill us all.
You know what? Forget about it. I don't want anything from you.
Thank you. God will repay you.
Full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among
Load
women.
of their supplies. They'll leave us alone.
Kush legyen!
I'm here for the supplies.
When you pass through the gate to the yard, you'll see them on your right.
I hope so.
Come of us if they take everything from us. Don't worry.
Manure? Someone must have led cattle this way.
I'm sorry.
More manure. Cow patties again.
Блять, да где там корова?
I knew there had to be lying. Two nicely fattened cows.
Я не знаю, кому помогать. То ли сельпо вручать. Не, ну лучше, конечно, за сельпо. Мне-то сигизмундовские войска вообще ни к чему. Что здесь, Кал? А тут копыта. Ну, Кала больше нету. Не, я бы такой бы, знаешь, что... Просто зафигачить этих ребят и все. Ну, всех из мундовских. Но, опять-таки, я их, допустим, погублю сейчас.
I'm afraid. What if there won't be enough?
I found some cows hidden in the forest behind the village.
I told Fowl it wasn't worth hiding them, that you'd still find them.
Do you mind if we take them?
If it means you'll leave more for everyone else, I'm sure nobody will mind. Only Fowl will be pissed off, but that miser deserves it.
You're supposed to tell me where I can find the supplies for the king.
Where do you think? Right behind the door in the cottage. Everything's ready underneath the window.
Are you Vitek's sweetheart?
I am. What do you want with him?
His father told me he saved you from the king's men when they tried to... You know.
That's true. I don't know what I would have done without him.
What exactly happened there?
These two soldiers came and told me to go with them to the hayloft. Otherwise they'd hurt me. So I went. And then, well, one of them grabbed me. So I couldn't even breathe. I was afraid they'd kill me. But then Vitek attacked them from behind. It was really brave of him.
You're saying he overpowered 2 trained soldiers by himself?
He wasn't alone. As soon as the fight broke out, my father and some other fellas from the village ran up.
Vitek's father told me a different story. He said they found him in that sorry state and carried him home. Stop lying to me, girl.
God help me, it wasn't my fault. I warned them it would end badly, but Vitek didn't listen to a word I said. He was awfully angry, just like everyone here. Then they came once again, after God knows how many times, to take supplies for their camp.
Slow down a little. Let's go over this one thing at a time. Who attacked first?
The fellas from the village. They were trying to lure the soldiers to the hayloft, saying they had the supplies there. But instead of the supplies, there were other men waiting there. And they pounced on the soldiers.
Did the soldiers do anything to you?
Not them two. No. But the other ones before them almost let us die of hunger. And these would have done the same.
What about Vitek's injury?
They did that to him after, in the fight.
Whose idea was it?
Vitek's. I tried to talk him out of it, and his father did too. But there was no getting through to him.
What did you do with the soldiers?
We buried them in the forest behind the village. Just a short way, away from the place where it happened.
Why did he do it?
Because we're desperate. We feed Sigismund's entire army and have nothing to eat ourselves. What can we live on?
Does this really resolve anything, though? I don't need to hear any more.
My God.
Now it's up to me if I tell anybody about...
Oh, don't cry. Christ, pardon me. Come on now, Mother. That's not helping anything.
Да, дилемма.
That still isn't enough.
Я не хочу у них забирать того, что у них и так нету.
Have mercy on us sinners.
Так, если там они их убили, в лесу похоронили, в этом получается. Лесов здесь других нету. Вот сюда тащили.
They must have dragged those dead soldiers through here.
Сюда оттащили.
They must have loaded them onto the cart here.
На телеге ехали сюда.
So these must have been our scouts. Like Willow said, their wheel broke here, so they left the cart behind.
Вот что с крестьянами делать? Не, с одной стороны, не хочу, чтобы сигизмундовские говнари что-то получили. С другой стороны, хер его знает, как правильно поступить. По чести сделать.
I'm afraid.
I spoke to your son's sweetheart, Sovka. She told me the truth.
Why don't you leave her alone? As if that poor thing hasn't suffered enough.
Enough already. I know you lied to me. Your son attacked the soldiers, and not the other way around.
But he wouldn't listen to reason. He's stubborn, just like me. Please, try to understand. People here are beside themselves with fear. They're hungry and desperate. Normally, he wouldn't have done it. But he wanted to defend the village, so we wouldn't all starve to
Да, я
death.
понимаю тебя,
Please,
батька.
don't tell your commander. He'd kill us all.
Good. I'll think about it.
Please, have mercy.
Не волнуйся.
No. I'm afraid. What if there won't be enough? Don't worry. Everything will be okay. You stay away from their way. They'll leave us alone.
Где припасы у вас стоят?
Supplies. There's not much here.
Есть вариант вообще всю деревню обуть. В лапте. Ну, всю вообще выставить. Что, обобрать всю деревню? Не знаю. Как правильно поступить, а?
Do you know what I found in the woods? Cattle. It's almost as if those cows were deliberately driven off.
Kurva! How'd you find them?
So you admit it?
Those cows are the last thing I have left. That's all I have in the world. You want to take them from me? But I beg of you, from one Christian to another, couldn't you keep this to yourself? Otherwise it'll be the end of me.
We'll see.
Please!
I'm afraid.
I checked all the supplies they prepared for us.
And did you load everything onto the cart?
Not yet.
What the fuck are you waiting for?
Короче, с вами разговоров не будет. Положу вам чего-нибудь. Не понравится, сам иди ищи. Самогон я забираю, мне может он сам пригодится.
Well, that's that.
Haven't we taken too much from you?
We'll still have something left.
Is that enough yet?
Not a chance!
Everything's loaded up?
Is that all you found?
Yes. That's all.
That's not much at all. The lads back at camp won't be happy.
This is all we'll get.
That's not good. I warned those clodhoppers in advance. You there, peasant! Hey, peasant, come here!
Are you satisfied?
I'm not. And do you know what happens if I'm not satisfied?
What are we
Попробуй его
supposed to
убить.
do? We gave you all
Я
we
вас всех
had.
требуху
Then
перехерачу.
you're in luck, because you won't need anything ever again. Kill him, lad. And all the rest of these yokels too. It'll be a warning to
Хер ты
others.
попутал.
You can't do that. The king will hear of it.
Nobody will hear a word of it. What are you waiting for, lad? Take care of them.
I don't want anything to do with that.
You don't, eh? Do you think I give a shit what you want? That was an order, you whoreson. If you don't want to end up like them, you'd better obey it.
Давай, попробуй.
I won't let you hurt innocent people.
If you're so fond of this shithole village, then you'll share its
Ну
fate.
давай.
Defend yourselves, folks. They want to kill us.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Все, один труп, считай. Второй труп, считай. Третий труп, считай.
Stay out of it! He's got no chance alone!
God be with you.
Are you mad? You'll kill him!
Мало ему все полупокеру. Что он думал, я с ним буду по-доброму?
Lad, the Lord above must have sent you to us. What would have happened to us if you decided not to help us?
Well, I couldn't stand back and watch them slay all of you.
But now what? They'll definitely be looking for them soldiers if they don't come back.
Pull the cart away somewhere far from the village, so it looks like an ambush.
And will they believe it?
Why not? There's bandits in the woods attacking the supply runs all the time.
Ну, а это мне...
You silly doggy.
I'm sorry.
Так бывает по жизни. Не, ну додики охамели просто. С крестьян все поснимали, хотели, думали, что они тут главное. Не получилось, не прокатило.
Enjoy the peace and quiet while it lasts.
See, that's what bothers me. That it ain't like this all the time.
Всех под ножик пустил. Не выйти.
No business here. What are you poking around that door for?
Теперь это можно все, наверное, отбирать. Надо было все сразу и забрать. А где он там говорил при пасеке? Что, отдыхают ребята, да? Кого ищите? Ну, а благодарность какая-то будет? Или я просто солдат перехерачил и все? Прикольно. Ладно, занимайтесь тогда, сейчас приду. Не, ну переколошматили, конечно, неплохо. Зато деревню спас. Зато я спас кота, я выполнил приказ, и так бы поступил на моем месте каждый. Волки, волки, волчары. Сейчас я их молоточком порешаю. Порешал. Порешал парнишку.
You have a kind master.
Oh,
eh,
well.
doggy?
Now just this.
You're not alone. If I wanted to fast, I might as well go to the monastery.
Ну, а, бля, зачем с лошади-то снимать это дерьмо?
Unless they needed a scarecrow for the cabbage patch.
Whereas they... Good evening.
I'll have a...
Мне главное, что я денег приобрел.
You were... Aye. Thank you,
Something
sir.
good.
And
In
I'm
some
sorry.
monastery in Sasau, there was some monk who just loved me. So he had to
I apologize.
Тихо.
Why, for fuck's sake?
It's filthy again. Damn it.
things that live in water.
Pigs might swim. How long did that work out for us?
What do I know? There might still be...
Пьянка качается очень медленно, конечно.
You can't drown in water up to your ankles. Besides, we had pigs at home when I was a nipper.
Не, ну этих братишек, да, нормально так покалечило. Да вот это вот отрава, это вообще такая тема классная. С другой стороны, вот, допустим, будешь фигачиться с кем-нибудь, ну, вот обычным работягой, он же тоже помрет. И потом на тебя это все повесят, скажут, ты виноватый. То есть, такая себе двухсторонняя ситуация. Не, самогон надо было оставить. Не, пускай шнапс будет. Этого достаточно. Стул подвинулся, а шкурка нет. Нормально. А ну-ка. Сейчас очки одеть надо. Ну так же я трачу. Может, опыта больше получу. Да, я только за здрасте. Так, доспехи. Так, ну я думаю, можно поспать до утра. И пойти снова там свои эти злодеяния вытворять. До 5 посплю сейчас, наверное. Как раз пока дойдут до какого-нибудь поселения, будет уже время утреннее. Только надо поесть. Кто закрывает, я не пойму, на замок? Зачем? Я же здесь живу. Это вторая стопочка. Это третья стопочка. И вот четвертая стопочка. Чикс. Все, больше 4 Индра не пьет. Иначе ему охранники приходят. Открываем ворота. На улице идет дождь. А я иду дальше по квестам. Лагерь Сигизмунда. У меня тут один квест еще висит. Можно сюда. Короче, вот так вот. Шик. 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 Да? Нормально будет. Короче, поехали. В Багувице заедем. Может, они нам что нового скажут. Все, уже повозку отогнали. Тут все довольные, да, наверное? Банек. В принципе, ничего бы не изменилось, если бы я у них бы отобрал бы это все. Ну, я отобрал. Дороги впереди ты видишь богатого одетого человека верхом на лошади. С ним небольшая свита. У тебя возникает ощущение, что ты его где-то видел. Ну давай побазарим. Мужчина улыбается тебе.
My humble respects. Is that you? I thought
Oh.
I recognized you.
You look familiar too.
It's me, Odolin van Vortitz. You gave me a few groschen to help me on my way.
Ah, now I remember. You were being held hostage by the League of Lords.
That's correct.
How did you make it home?
I checked out a couple of wayside inns and got lucky. With the little money I had, I finally found a caravan. The carter didn't mind hosting a lowlife on his wagon, as long as he was getting paid for his trouble. He dropped me off a short distance from Vortitz, and I walked the rest of the way.
What brings you back to Kuttenberg? And with a retinue at that?
My father and I won't let them get away with what they did to me. Let's say we're on our way to scope out the land of some acquaintances of ours.
Well, you're going to settle a score.
And who knows? We might just run into someone important and take him on a visit to our place. We've already fixed up a nice room with a solid lock. Would you like to see it?
No, I'd rather not.
I was just teasing. It's all set up for someone else.
I have to get going. I'm glad you're all right.
Wait a moment. You helped me, and I won't forget that. Here, take your money back, so we're even. And I have something else for you here. I think it might come in handy. A fine weapon. Dependable. It's felled a few deer in its time, and it would put a decent hole in a man too. If you ever needed to defend yourself.
Лук, надеюсь.
My word. Thanks.
I bid you safe travels.
Same to you.
Украшенный охотничий арбалет мне дали, прикинь. Вот когда-то челику помог просто, он меня благодарил. Вот так вот бывает.
Greetings, sir.
It's time you plague and fires and failed harvests, but now we face a far greater catastrophe.
Разорался Додик. Молчать.
Good morning. I need to find a thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Some wayfarer in a tavern.
Really? Which one?
In Suchtol.
Shit, so Andrew's already mouthing off.
What Andrew?
Andrew Ramhead. Haven't you heard of him?
No. And not to repeat myself, but what I heard is you have a certain thunderstone.
I haven't got a fucking thunderstone, and I never did. It was all Hensel's idea, and he had it on him the whole time, too. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here.
Oh,
Andrew
вот это я
is
люблю.
holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers, but that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthen's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
How did your assault go?
Hensel led the way. There was him, me, and Stislav. We wore padded doublets and took hunting knives and axes. Stislav had a bow too. We got within earshot when it all went to shit. Stislav stumbled and yelped. Then they noticed us. After that, everything happened so fast. We charged at them, Hensel up front with us behind. Arrows started raining down. They all missed Hensel, but I was shot in the arm. It hurt like hell. I was screaming and scared shitless. So I took to my heels. I met back here with Stislav. They chased him, but he being so lightly dressed and them in armor, they couldn't keep up.
How many of them were there?
I'd say 5, 6.
You went up against 6 of them?
Of course not. We waited for some of them to go on patrol. That left just 3, though heavily armored they were. If we'd caught them by surprise, it might have worked.
Why did you want to kill them?
Why? To stop them doing mischief round here. We wanted to help the village. We could hide in fear and moan, or do something about it. And we also wanted to make a bit of a name for ourselves among the locals.
It was brave of you. You wanted to do the right thing. I would have done the same.
Not that it did any good, but thanks. All the folk here now take me for a fool. You're the only one to see it differently.
Where's Stislav, anyway?
I don't know. He was a bundle of nerves after what happened. Packed up and left. I've no idea where he went, and I don't blame him. I'm not exactly doing great myself. It really pissed Andrew off, and now he's even nastier to the villagers than before.
Who is this Andrew Ramhead?
A mercenary commander from King Sigismund's army. He's been ordered to guard the roads with his men. Or so he says. But apart from that, they also carry out raids, rob the people, mug merchants and steal cattle. And they make the peasants pay tribute. And of course, after our fuck-up, they've turned the screws and are demanding even more. Another reason for everyone round here to hate me.
What about the Lord in these parts? I mean, there's a fortress here, so he must have plenty of men-at-arms.
Well, the Lord has decreed that no action is to be taken. He says it's better to put up with these fuckers than to flush them out, because that might raise King Sigismund's hackles and he'd only dispatch more troops. That's what I heard anyway.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
Can you hear yourself? You attacked a band of hardened mercenaries. Anyone else would have paid for that with their life, but not one of you was killed. Not to mention that this Hensel, the one with the stone, wasn't hit by a single arrow. but you were.
Sucker! I never thought of it that way. You know, you might be right.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborj and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
Why doesn't the local lord do it?
'Cause he doesn't give a shit, for Christ's sake. He cares nothing for the likes of us, understand? Hensel's just a stable boy who toils with his hands. No lord's going to do a deal with Andrew for him.
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
How about I just kill them all?
I thought best not to suggest that. You know how we ended up. But yeah, it's just, they're pretty tough and well armed, you know.
А у меня отравленные стрелы.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. If I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much. May all the saints...
Не, ну ежели повезет, и они, допустим, будут со мной разговаривать, они полезут на меня с кулаками, тогда, я думаю, мы что-то с ними решим. А ежели нет, я их просто порежу. Кстати, у нас серия закончилась. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, увидимся в новой. Все, всем пока.